I'm excited to introduce you to SAS Visual Analytics. If you have access to Visual Analytics, I encourage you to follow along with me. Your environment may already have all the files used in this demo. However, if you don't see them, please visit our SAS software GitHub page. The SAS Viya Quick Start repository provides the files used in our demonstrations and instructions to load them into your environment. To open Visual Analytics, click the Applications menu in the upper left corner and select Explore and Visualize. From the Welcome window, you can open an existing report or create a new report. Select New Report. Visual Analytics consists of three main areas: the left pane with icons for working with the overall report, a canvas where you build the report, and a right pane with icons for working with specific objects. The canvas displays one or more page tabs across the top of the report. Reports use data that is loaded into memory. In the data pane, there are options to either add data or import data. Click Import Data, Local Files, and notice that you can load files from the local operating system, such as Microsoft Excel or CSV files. Select Cancel and Cancel. Click Add Data to select from tables that have been loaded into memory. Select the Home Equity table, then click Add. The data pane displays all the columns or data items in the Home Equity table. Data items are organized by type. Character columns and numeric columns with a date format appear as categories. Distinct counts appear next to each category. Numeric variables appear as measures. You may also see other icons next to data items. Previously, we analyzed this table in SAS Information Catalog. In that application, columns with potentially private information were flagged as private, sensitive, or candidate. Those information privacy indicators are displayed in Visual Analytics. For example, the icon next to City indicates that it has been flagged as candidate, meaning that values could be used to identify individuals if combined with other information. The icons next to the measure data items indicate that outliers may impact aggregation statistics. The data pane is used to modify or create new data items. We learned previously in SAS Information Catalog that in the loan status column, the value 0 represents a loan that has been successfully paid off, and 1 is a loan that has defaulted. The values of loan status represent a binary response rather than a measure. Click the double arrow next to loan status to edit the data item properties. Change name to loan status code and classification to category. This data item now appears in the category group and includes two distinct values. A consumer of this report might not know what the 0 and 1 values represent. We can create a new data item that assigns more descriptive labels to the raw loan status codes. Right-click Loan Status Code and select New Custom Category. Type Loan Status in the Name field. The first group name will be Paid. In the Values field, enter 0 and press the Enter key. Click Add Group and type Default in the Name field. To show an alternative method for assigning values, click the Choose Values icon, select one, and then click OK. Expand remaining values and select Show as Missing, and then click OK. Now we can choose to use either the raw loan status codes or more descriptive labels in our report. There are many other ways to alter or create new data items. For example, eventually we will view the number of loan applications for each month and year. In the data pane, expand the properties of loan application date and click the Edit button next to the Format field. The current format displays the month name, the 2-digit day, and the 4-digit year. Instead, select the MMMYYYY format so that the displayed values are the 3-letter month and 4-digit year. Click OK. Notice there is a column named State. To map values based on the U.S. state, expand the properties for state and change classification to geography. In the Edit Geography item window, change Name or Code Context to U.S. state names, and 100% of the data values are mapped to the appropriate geographical region. Click OK. Finally, hover the cursor over each of the data items in the Measure category. Notice that the default aggregation for all measures, with the exception of frequency, is sum. This means that as we build visualizations that include these measures, the summarized values will be totals. Because each row in the data is a separate loan, it makes more sense to look at the average for all measures. To change the aggregation method, select the checkbox for each measure, or select at least one measured data item and select the More menu to the right of the New Data Item button. Choose Select, Measures with Same Aggregation. Right-click over the selected data items and change aggregation to Average. The modifications made to the data items for the home equity table are saved as part of this report and do not change the underlying data. But what if you would like to create a reusable and shareable template for a data source that can be applied in other reports? Click the Data Source menu and select Save Data View. You can save a personal copy of the view, or if you have appropriate administrative permissions, you can publish the data view for other report creators to use. Saved views can be easily applied by selecting the Data Source menu and Manage Data Views. Click Cancel. Let's begin by examining the data in the home equity table. Select the Objects pane on the left side and then drag List Table onto the canvas. On the right side of the canvas, select the Roles pane. Click Add next to Columns and then choose Select All and Apply. Drag loan status to the top of the list so that it's the first column. In the list table, you can scroll to view the different columns and values, or click on any of the columns, such as State, to sort the table in ascending or descending order. If you right-click on a column header, there are several additional options. Right-click Age of Oldest Credit Line and select Add Cell Visualization and Bar. Right-click Amount of Loan Request and select Add Cell Visualization and Heat Map. You can customize cell visualizations in the Options pane. Double-click Page 1 at the top of the report and type Home Equity Data to name the report page. Next, we'll create a collection of graphs to explore the data. At the top of the canvas, click the plus sign to create a new page. From the Data pane, drag loan status to the canvas. An auto chart is generated, which means that Visual Analytics selects an appropriate graph based on the data type and values. In this example, the auto chart is a bar chart. The auto chart can be easily changed to another visualization. Select the Object menu in the upper right corner of the bar chart and select Change Bar Chart to and Pie Chart. In the Options pane, expand the Pie section. Under the Data Labels section, select % of total values and increase the text style size to 12. The chart indicates that approximately 20% of the loans default. In the Data pane, select Amount of Loan Request and drag it to the right side of the canvas. The auto chart is a histogram, which is a great way to view the distribution of the values. Next, drag Loan Application Date below the histogram. This time, the auto chart is a line plot that tracks the frequency of loan applications over time. The downward trend here is expected because homeowners were more likely to refinance rather than apply for home equity loans during these years of declining interest rates. You don't always have to start with an auto chart to create a report item. From the Objects pane, you can select from a long list of options. Drag Bar Chart below the Pie Chart. You can use either the Assign Data button or the Data Roles pane to build the graph. Add Job Category to the category role. Under Measure, remove Frequency, and then add Amount due on existing mortgage and Value of current property. The length of each bar represents the average measure because we previously changed the aggregation. You can further customize the graph by selecting the Options pane. Expand the bar category and change the direction to vertical. These static images are informative, but it would be helpful to see how they differ by region. In the Data pane, right-click Region and select Add as a Page Control. Now you can click each region button to see how the graphs change. This page is a good first step to understand our home equity data. Double-click the Page 2 label and type Loan Exploration. Let's dive a bit deeper into the geography data. Create another new page, then double-click Page 3 and type Geo-Analysis. Select State in the data pane and drag it to the canvas. A map is created. Select the Roles pane on the right and add Frequency to the Size role and Amount of Loan Request to the Color role. Return to the data pane and select New Data Item and Hierarchy. A hierarchy enables you to drill into categories within your data. Add the largest grouping first, which is Region with 4 values, then add Division, followed by State. Notice that the name field automatically includes the hierarchy values. Click OK. Drag the Region, Division, State hierarchy to the left side of the canvas, and Visual Analytics creates a bar chart. You can click on each bar label to drill into region and division to see the corresponding frequency of loans. Select the Actions icon in the right panel to link the map and bar chart. In the Actions pane, simply select the checkbox for GeoCoordinate-State 1. Each time that you drill into a particular bar on the region chart, the map updates based on the filtered data. We've explored this historical loan data, but the next question is, how does the data help us to predict loan status going forward? Return to the data pane, then right-click Loan Status and select Explain on New Page. Visual Analytics generates an automated explanation that indicates that the 3 factors most related to loan status are debt-to-income ratio, number of delinquent credit lines, and value of current property. Double-click the Page 4 label and name this page Predict Loan Status. Visual Analytics enables you to create a preliminary model to predict loan status. Click the Object menu in the upper right corner of the page and select Duplicate as Gradient Boosting. This model enables us to continue in the data and AI lifecycle. The Options pane allows you to customize and fine-tune the model. The Object menu for the Gradient Boosting model provides a Create Pipeline option. This hands the model off to another application, SAS Model Studio, for deeper analysis and model comparison. Click the Save icon and select My Folder. Name the report Home Equity Report and click Save. The report is currently in edit mode, so click the View Report button in the upper left corner. Select the Loan Exploration page and confirm that all the charts update as you select each region. Select the Geo-Analysis page and verify that the map updates as you select a bar representing a particular geographic area. In the upper right corner of Visual Analytics, select Opened Reports and click Close All Reports. We've packed a lot into this report, but we've just scratched the surface of what is possible in SAS Visual Analytics. If you would like to view other completed sample reports with even more objects and actions, navigate to SAS Content, Products, SAS Visual Analytics, and Samples. To learn more, select the Help menu and visit the Learning Center. There are several great resources available for you to expand your visual analytics expertise.